Fuck off.
A lot better. Um, and then I'll hit record and then we'll be off to the races.
Alrighty.
Cool. It's a different look.
Hey, be what it be.
Yeah, exactly. We got to make it work. Here it is. Let me do a full screen here. And then you can share your screen too as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like when we're going through like the segments, we can look at like the standings and stuff. Cool. All
Yeah.
right. I'm going to hit record. All right. We're starting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Welcome back to another installment of the 94 podcast. I'm your host, Brook Edel, joined here by host Jim Bushy. Welcome, Jim.
Welcome. Glad to be back.
Yes, we had a great time last week with Coach Chauncey Williams Bearfield. On their homecoming, I was actually in attendance. Got to see them win 57-50 to
Ooh.
keep the winning streak going for the Hopkins. So shout out to the Hopkins Royals continuing their winning streak. And they got Roseville. They're going to be on the road Friday at 7 p.m. in Roseville. So let's see if they can keep it going. I know that we got a lot of football to talk about, both pro, college. I know we just started with a little high school, but I'm really excited about this weekend of football. We got basketball that we're going to talk about. NHL is coming up too. NHL preseason. So, Jim, what's top of mind right now for you?
I mean, what's up on mine? We gotta go to basketball. I mean, I think that was a big trade that happened last night. I think there's a little bit big trade we should discuss right there, eh?
Hey, I mean, the Minnesota Timberwolves had a huge trade with the New York Knicks, sending Karl Anthony Towns out east, and we get Julius Randle if you're in Minnesota, Dante DiVincenzo, and you get a first round pick from Detroit.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a win for Tim Connolly and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And yeah, Karl Anthony Towns, he was up until like the wee hours, getting shots up with his dad in his last moments as a Minnesota Timberwolf, just savoring those moments. Because right when the news came out, Cat tweeted out 3 dots. And he was, I don't know if he was so happy to be joining Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart. You know, you have the spotlight on you now, but you don't have to be the superstar. If you're thinking about it from Cat's perspective, he's going to be going to New York. He's going to be a nice complimentary piece for their championship stage right now at Madison Square Garden. Spike Lee, I'm sure he's excited to see what Cat can do as a big man that can shoot threes. He could be a huge piece for them, especially when it got into the playoffs. It felt like the Knicks were undersized, so they were looking for that size. So they traded away Julius Randle, we'll see again if he can stay healthy for the Minnesota Timberwolves. But Dante DiVincenzo, he was not on board on having a smaller role with the Knicks upcoming this year. So it was time for him to also part ways with the Knicks. It sounds like, but the one thing that I think was like the turning point in this entire trade is when New York included Detroit's first round pick. That could be a lottery pick, Jim. That could be number one
Yeah.
overall.
I mean, hey, picks are like gambling at a casino. They could be you could be hitting the jackpot, you could be losing, you can be breaking even. So I mean, it's a good trade, like you said. You pointed out that yeah, the Knicks needed to get some size. What's his name didn't like the smaller roles, so he had to get out of there. I think it's going to be a win-win for both teams. Now, preseason's going to start soon, or if it started already, and we just gotta see the season's. It's a new season, new faces, new places type deal. So we gotta see, wait and see. But this could push both teams a little bit further than they were last year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. With the additions that they also made in the offseason, they went out and got Joe Ingles. You got Rob Dillingham coming in as a brand new rookie, Terrence Shannon Jr., a strong rookie that, can contribute right away and play big minutes in critical moments. Because right now, everybody's understanding the Minnesota Timberwolves they're going for an opportunity to go play in the finals. They've seized that window right now, especially knowing that you're going to have a superstar in Anthony Edwards leading the pack. You got Rudy Gobert coming back. You're adding Julius Randle, so you're not losing defense. You're adding defense here with Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. You lose offense with Karl Anthony Towns. But again, Tim Connolly, let him cook. He's figured out the recipe for Denver. Now he's got to figure out the recipe for Dallas and then Boston.
Ooh.
And imagine this though, Jim. Before we put the subject to bed, imagine Timberwolves, T Wolves, Knicks finals.
Ooh. Ooh, that's interesting. That is very interesting.
Sensational. Right. Right. That would definitely be one of the best storylines in the NBA if that was to actually happen in later, next year in June. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's some breaking news for the NBA. Blockbuster trade before the season starts. I think it's like the perfect timing too before training camp starts to
Oh,
get a trade like this off.
oh yeah. You want your players to come and they want to know the system. They want to build the chemistry. Like I've heard this in ice hockey. I'm pretty sure you can hear this in NBA. You want to make the deals earlier so the players can get used to each other, so they can go and they can be a part of the team and not have to oh, was this a mistake making this trade if they don't get together and the chemistry doesn't work.
Absolutely. Right. You got to figure it out and kind of work through those bumps and bruises early, get those growing pains. Because, yeah, you got to build that chemistry. It's a non negotiable for all these teams that are coming together for the first time in most cases, just learning everybody's playing style. I'm excited for the season. One player we will not see next year is Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose announced his retirement. Big news to all the Chicago Bulls fans, to all the Minnesota Timberwolves fans. They remember when Derrick Rose hit 50 that Halloween night. So
Yeah.
that was Derrick Rose night. That was really cool. He got emotional. I mean, what a journey for
Oh yeah.
a career. I mean, the youngest MVP in the NBA. But yeah, salute to Derrick
Yeah.
Rose,
Yeah.
and congrats on the next chapter.
Yeah, this is me not clapping to say he's gone. This is me clapping and congratulations, man. Like you've been able to be top of the top, play for how many years now? Congratulations on your retirement. Good luck. I hope the next stage in what you do is as successful as it was, or better as it was than on the court. So
Most definitely. Yep. What are you gonna go ahead and say?
No, I was gonna say like, yeah. I mean, I know you had a lot of injuries, but like, hey man, be healthy. Congratulations on your retirement. Want to wish you the best, and hopefully in your next endeavor you are as you are better, you're perfect or as better as you were playing basketball.
Absolutely, absolutely. Much love to Derrick Rose or Pooh, that he's endeared as in his home city, Chicago. So yeah, they have a lot of love for Derrick Rose. Um, but yeah, an era's ended. So another Memphis great. I know. I guess the other great player there was Penny Hardaway. He's coaching there right now. So that's you might see him back at Memphis for like a jersey, I guess, retirement here. I mean, I'm sure they retired his jerseys like twice over, but they'll probably give him a nice ceremonial, probably as well as the Chicago Bulls will probably put him in their Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah,
I would imagine. I would imagine. Yeah, Derrick Rose did some special things in his time in the NBA, and definitely appreciate him because he was just he was a true hooper. A lot of grit, a lot of discipline. And gotta give again. Got to give him his flowers. Got to give
yeah.
him his roses here. Right. So yeah, we can flip the script here. I know NBA. It's coming up. Have you seen anything in regards to NHL? I know preseason started last weekend. Has that started, or you haven't been really diving into too much NHL?
It's preseason. I'm not worried about missing games. Now I'm not worried about. Oh, I have to watch this game. I have to watch that game. My team's playing. I have to watch it now. I watch it when I can. These games don't matter. We're seeing kids who are not going to make the roster. We're seeing kids who are just going to be there just to get a look at it. At the end of the day, as much as I would love to watch these games, I'm not losing sleep over it. But we are 6 days or less than 6 days away. We are almost there, and
Days
I'm
away.
about to cry because it's so bad. Oh,
It's like early Christmas, right?
oh yeah. But I mean,
That's what's up.
hey, sports is back. Football's been going. Hockey's going to start. Baseball's going to have. We're going to have. I think we're going to have a sports equinox this year. I think, if I remember correctly, we have one in October.
Are you talking about the equinox?
Yeah.
Where, so yeah, explain that. Is that like,
So
I know
it's
that there's some astrology phenomenons that are going on, but like, yeah, go ahead.
so
What were you talking about?
A sports equinox
Sports
is
equinox. Okay.
it's when all four major sports teams or sports league play on the same day.
Oh, yeah, they all play on the same day. Gotcha. So NBA,
Okay.
NFL,
And
MLB, NHL, the major four. Gotcha.
yes.
Gotcha. Yep.
So I
That's coming up. That's coming up here very soon.
and it's just like overload of excitement. I would say it's an overload. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for opening day. I'm excited for everything. Hopefully my Rangers can pull it together this year and they can go all the way. I know I'm wearing a Vegas shirt right now, but Rangers all the way.
Feel you. I feel you. Yeah, your Rangers. Yeah, they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Just one step away from the ultimate goal of making it a Stanley Cup Finals. Just like the Timberwolves, they were one step away from that ultimate goal of the NBA Finals. So we'll see if both our teams can make that next step to get that championship pedigree down. But yeah, just it's exciting, and it's like the beginning of these two sports. But now you see baseball is transitioning into postseason play. A lot of divisions
Yes.
were wrapped. Hey, I'm sorry, the Yankees, they won the
Ugh.
AL East. The Twins got eliminated. My Cubs got eliminated. Um, well, there's a couple of interesting games that are coming up. I know that. Well, definitely prayers and thoughts to everybody out in the middle of the hurricane. Is it hurricane? What was the name of the
Ha-
hurricane that's out east? Right. So
Haleo? No.
Halea.
Halea.
Halea. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people already being impacted in Georgia. I think like over like 40 casualties were reported from that storm, the tropical storm that swept through. Yeah, people are on floaties in Atlanta right now. So what that's relevant to this conversation is that Atlanta and the New York Mets have to hit a doubleheader on Monday
Yes.
due to the fact of the storm.
Is
And
it
this is going to be advantage for the Mets. Yeah, go ahead.
well, is it in Atlanta or is it in New York? Or was it scheduled?
That's a good question. I'm gonna review that right now. I think it was in Atlanta because that's like where the storm is hitting. Um, but I will check my sources, just make sure that I'm actually talking about the right games here. So here we go. We got the I think they're making up a game on Monday. So
Yeah.
it's like a make-up game. So because right now the Mets are playing the Brewers. Brewers
Yes.
are, for the most part, they're locked in. They already won the AL Central.
Yeah,
Um,
they're locked in.
they're locked in. The Braves, they're playing the Royals, who are fighting for a wild card spot. So the Braves are just kind of playing a tougher schedule, even though like both teams are, above 500. You got one team that's already locked in, probably resting some starters, and then you got the Royals that are just going to be, clawing away, trying to eliminate
No,
you. You know,
The Royals made it in.
oh, the Royals made it in.
Yeah.
Okay, so they clinched yesterday because I
Yeah.
think that's when the Twins lost and Tigers also made playoffs too.
Yes, but okay, if we're talking about Detroit, there's a big elephant in there's two big elephants in the room we need to talk about. Do you want to go
Okay,
out west or you want to stay in the central?
I mean we can go everywhere, man.
Okay.
We can go
Do you,
out west. We're gonna go out west and we can bring it back central.
all right, what about west? Okay, so we have to talk about Oakland.
Oakland, baby. Yeah.
Oakland, they played their final game in Oakland. The owner is a sleazeball who doesn't care about the fans. He just wants to pinch pennies and get the team out of. He wants like I don't know. Like I was reading stories like months ago about how like he refused. He wanted like the city to build a new stadium for him without putting money in. He wanted like renovations done, not to pay for it. And then when the city didn't approve, he said, "Nope, I'm going to Las Vegas."
Sounds about right. That's what all the Oakland teams have been doing, minus the Golden State Warriors, where
Yeah.
they actually stayed in the Bay Area. You only have the Raiders move on, and then the Golden Knights. I mean, they were created
Yes.
after Vegas gained the Raiders, but now that they got the Oakland Athletics transitioning into the Las Vegas Athletics, are they going to keep the name? Is
I would
that
assume
confirmed?
so. I don't know
I
if it's
would think so
confirmed,
too. I
but
would think so too. I mean,
did you see the emotions? Like, did you see any videos after the games? Like, the fans, like crying or like upset. After the night game, the last night game, fans would have water bottles, and the ground crew is pouring the dirt in the water bottles for fans to take home. Like just seeing that happen, it just like broke my heart.
right, right. It's the end of an era of Oakland athletics baseball. Um, they're no long the Coliseum is no longer in
No,
use. I mean, they'll still have concerts and stuff, but that's not the same in
no.
regards to like having the identity of that building. Uh, and the Raiders left. Now the Athletics followed suit. Yeah, I don't know. Alameda County, they are losing a piece of their identity. I know there's going to be still athletics fans. They're going to follow that team to Vegas, and go actually make that journey. And I think that's maybe the thinking that the owner is kind of piggybanking on is my dollars are still going to stay with me because the fans are going to be loyal to the team.
Yeah.
I can move it wherever I want as long as it's in the West Coast.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So yeah,
okay.
it's emotional. It's emotional. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel bad. And, we're gonna go through
feel
more.
bad for the fans.
Oh, Sam, 100%. Like, I feel bad for Oakland. Like, they lost so much, and now I wouldn't mind seeing a new ownership take over and move the team to Oakland. Maybe get a new stadium, renovate the stadium. I mean, it is an old stadium. Like, I miss the days where like the Raiders would play on a dirt field because baseball was still going on.
Exactly. No, it was super cool because like you would have like the baseball diamond outline on the football
Oh
field.
yeah,
Uh, Another team that did that too was
the
the
Miami,
Marlins.
yeah, the Dolphins and the
Miami Dolphins.
Marlins.
Yep. Yep. Dolphins and Marlins. Yep.
But
So that's gone now. I know it is wild to think that that was a dual that
it was a
both the Coliseum and Pro Player Stadium. They were dual sport
yeah.
arenas.
But we have to go from the emotional to the laughable.
The laughable.
And
Okay.
I
All
think
right.
I hope you know
Switch
what I'm
up.
talking about.
No, I'll let you lead. I'll let you lead here. Go ahead.
It's a record no team wants to have, and it happened.
I told you to put you on watch. I was putting everybody on watch earlier. Yeah.
Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen here?
I'm taking a look. Yeah, can you? Yeah, let me click through on that. Yeah, I can see your screen.
What? There's something that outlines right here in the AL Central.
Yeah, AL Central. Okay, so this AL Central inquiry, what are we focusing in on? See a couple teams. I see a couple teams eliminated. Twins, Chicago White Sox, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, that record, does that speak to you? There's something that's
39.
something
Something
interesting
that's
about it.
interesting. Yeah, yeah. They're 53 games back for one.
Yeah.
Uh, they have 31. Oh no, they have 39 wins.
They have a differential of
And
a minus 314.
right, differential of minus 314. Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow.
I know.
Run difference. Sheesh.
Jeez.
Uh, they they got 16 road wins, 63 losses. A little bit better at home at 23 and 58, and you put it all together, Jim, and you get a grand whopping total of 39 wins and 121 losses.
They have
Or
they have the record of the worst MLB team in the Century Plus. Yes.
wow,
Century Plus.
history was made.
Not the history
Century
you want
Plus.
to be on, yeah.
No, you're on the wrong side of history, right? This is definitely a black eye for the White Sox organization.
100%. Oh my god, where do you go from there?
Yeah, like they let go of their manager, and then I think it was like maybe like a month and a half into the season, and the guy that took over, he didn't do too much. I mean, he didn't really improve. I mean,
No.
he ensured that they got to that record-breaking season.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that was terrible.
They get the top pick though, right?
No, they don't. They
Oh, Chicago.
they don't.
Oh no.
It's not guaranteed. They have to go through a draft or lottery.
No draft lottery here. Yeah, they gotta go into the draft lottery. It's not like that. It's not like the NFL where you're guaranteed that number one. Ooh, that one hurts.
That
So
stings.
That does sting. That does sting.
Uh,
And I think Anaheim was also in contention too, but it looks like they won a couple games, I think,
yeah,
to avoid. I mean, they're still. I mean, they're going to avoid, I think, triple digits because they're at 97 losses right now.
yeah. And there's
But yeah, the Chicago White Sox, yeah, they made history.
oh
39 and
god,
121.
oh god. Let's. I can't look at this anymore. Brooke, is there
Yeah,
anything going
stop
on
it.
today
Stop
that we
it.
could talk about? I don't know. Maybe some football we could talk about.
Yeah, let's talk some football. Well, let's talk some football. We got college football big Saturday. Big Saturday underway. You got Kansas State and Oklahoma State active right now. Halftime score, Kansas State up 21-13. So number 23 Kansas State versus Oklahoma, number 20 Oklahoma State. They're both coming off losses, looking to bounce back. A couple other good games that are going to be
Kentucky and
later
Ole Miss looks
today.
good.
Kentucky, Ole Miss.
10-7.
Looks like that's a 10-7. Yep. How about Michigan and Minnesota? Womp womp.
Wah, wah.
21-3 for the
Ooh.
battle for the little brown jug.
Let's
What other
see.
games are you seeing? You're seeing I see BYU's handling Baylor 31-14.
Yep. You got Kansas State, Oklahoma State. That's a good one. 21-13. That looks nice. Navy. No, I saw this. I saw this stat. I don't know if you heard about it. When the Army Navy game, I think it's been a long time since both teams were 4-0 going to the game. I heard a little stat I saw on social media. That it's
Oh,
been like
status.
it's been years since they had a excuse me, they had a both teams going undefeated when they played each other.
Okay. Because both teams are undefeated and they play towards the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
Army and Navy. This like always like close to like New Year's.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, that looks like a good game. We have number 15 Louisville playing number 16 Notre Dame.
Okay, that's definitely a good one. That's definitely one you want to tune into, an ACC special there. Even though Notre Dame is not in the ACC, in other sports, that would be an ACC matchup.
Oh yeah.
But Oregon, UCLA, that's a Big Ten matchup. That's kind of crazy to say that.
Oh, but there isn't
uh,
one game, Brooke, that's really piquing my interest.
I wonder
I
which
wonder
game
what game.
is it? Is it Texas? Texas number one?
Oh,
I
oh,
think that,
it's definitely
or is
Iowa
it
State,
Colorado?
Houston. It's definitely Iowa State, Houston.
Oh, Iowa State. Yeah. Iowa State, Houston Cyclones, Cougars. Sign me up.
Uh,
They're
ooh,
number 10. Hold on. No, they're
18.
number 18. Yeah, 18. Okay.
Oh, I mean, we have Ohio State. It's not Ohio State versus Michigan State. Never mind. I thought it was going to be a better matchup, but no.
Yeah.
It's not
I mean,
Michigan versus Ohio
that'd
State.
be that'd be a good basketball game, maybe.
Yes, basketball, yes. But I don't know. This one game right here. It's 7:30 start. It's on the ABC and ESPN Plus. It's just some throwaway teams. It's throwaway Georgia versus throwaway Alabama. Not a big game. I don't know why we're even talking about it.
Right.
Right.
And this is all happening, week 5?
Yeah.
we got we got Georgia, we got number 2
Georgia.
Georgia, and we
No,
got
number
and we got
4.
number 4 Alabama. It's in Tuscaloosa. You know that both these teams had this game scheduled, this game circled in red, because it is going to be a bloodbath. That's what
Yes.
that because it's going to be very physical. There's going to be a lot of SEC branded football. Like just watch tonight. You're going to see some of these players play on Sundays.
Oh yeah.
Ryan Williams being one.
Oh. Crud.
Who's the quarterback? Who's the
Clark?
quarterback? Beck?
Beck?
Carson Beck?
Carson Beck.
Yeah. Yep. So there's a lot of talent on both Milroy too, Jalen Milroy.
Jalen
So
Miller. Yep.
just just great talent on both sides, both offense and defense. Um, who's I think ATN's little brother. He plays for
Yes.
Georgia now.
Yes.
He just got transferred. So Georgia's like running back university. So you got to watch out for him coming out and trying to make a big name for himself in his first year at Georgia. What better way to do it than beating Alabama and
Alabama.
Tuscaloosa? Alabama.
Alabama. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
You know what? No,
No.
we normally do this for NFL, but this is a
Yes.
big matchup. Who are you picking?
It is. Yeah, we got to do a pick on this game. I'm picking Georgia to win because of I feel like Kirby Smart versus DeBoer. I'm going edge Kirby Smart on this. And this is a first like marquee big matchup game. And I feel like Georgia is going to be up for the challenge. Both teams are coming off impressive victories.
No. Hold on. Impressive victories. Last week, Georgia barely beating unranked Kentucky. That was a no. Come on.
Okay, that was 2 weeks ago. So they beat
last
Kentucky.
week. It was last week.
No, they were off. Both teams were off.
Oh.
Check it.
Okay.
Both teams are off.
Okay.
Yeah, no. But the Kentucky's CC. It's not like they're a Mountain West team or something like that. Like they're an SEC team. I think they were also maybe overlooking them a little bit because they knew that Alabama was on the schedule next. So that might be the case of just a trap game. And I feel like that was like a classic trap game. And Kentucky failed to capitalize because late in that game, Kentucky had an opportunity to go for it. I think it was like fourth down. They decided to punt, and the game, like they never got the ball back. I mean, I feel like they got the ball back maybe 10 seconds, but the game was over at that point. But getting back to it, they both got victories.
Yeah.
Impressive victory for Alabama. I mean, they crushed Wisconsin. It was like 42-14, whatever the score was. But that was in Camp Randall, and
it didn't help that.
It didn't help either.
No, it didn't help that the starting quarterback for Wisconsin got hurt on the third play.
No, it didn't. No, it was the floodgates had opened by then already. But yeah, it made matters worse.
Yeah.
For the Badger faithful at that point. I'm sure your girlfriend's is she gonna be in Tuscaloosa for this game, or is she just watching?
She won't watch it. Okay. So I agree with everything you say. I think Georgia has the edge, but I gotta go Tide. I mean, I if I don't say that, I will get murdered if I don't. I won't get murdered. I get yelled at if I don't take Tide. But
you get yelled at. Right. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm
you
doing
want to be a part of that. Roll Tide. I got you. Okay, Roll Tide. I got Go Dogs. Do we have a proposition? I mean, if they win, all right, we can hold off.
I got one. Okay. Simple and easy.
Sure.
Whoever loses, they have to wear. So if I lose, I have to wear a Georgia. If you lose, you have to wear Alabama shirt on the next podcast.
That works. All right. On the next podcast, we'll make that happen.
All right.
Yep, I'm down with that. So you ready for Go Dogs? Go Dogs.
We're gonna Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. All right. No, it's gonna be a great game though.
If I have to choose a name, I have to choose my girlfriend's fantasy team. I'll be scoring.
There you go. That's a wise man right there, Jim. Wise man.
Should we go to tomorrow? Right. Should we talk about tomorrow?
We can talk about it tomorrow. Yeah, that's like the biggest game that I see right now for college. I mean, you still got Texas versus Mississippi State in that quarterback controversy with Arch Manning, but yeah, we definitely talk about
Yeah.
NFL. I'm ready to talk some football, some
Are you
real
ready?
NFL football. Are
Are
you
you
ready?
ready?
Are we all
I,
right? So are we doing picks right away? Are we transitioning into picks? I want to
no,
know what direction.
I like that as like an ending of the show because
Sure,
at the end, like, hey, this is not sponsored by anyone. If you want to sponsor, you can. And then at the end of the show, give us your picks in the comments down below.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that. All right, let's do that. All right. So, what are we? What's the next topic here?
I
We're doing
think.
buy sell.
Well, no, I think we should start with the game that you and I are thinking about talking about going to, but I don't think we can go to is the Minnesota Green Bay game.
What Minnesota Green Bay?
Oh my
Oh, I'm
god.
so excited for this game. This is gonna
Same.
be good. This is the game of the week, really. Like in the NFL, I feel
I would agree.
you. Yeah, this should be like if this was later in the season, this would be flexed out to a Sunday night.
Yeah.
Or at the very least to America's Game of the Week for like the later start.
Sunday night
Uh,
game or Sunday
yeah,
night,
this
yeah.
needs to be a Sunday night game. Yeah, this would be a Sunday night game. I don't even know who the Sunday night game is, but I would definitely replace the Sunday night game with this game.
Yeah.
Vikings coming in 3-0, undefeated with Sam Darnold and Brian Flores' defense that has been shining. You saw Grenard just completely demolish the Houston offensive line. Just ran through their they ran through their whole offensive line all game. We got Pat Jones as well, one of the top. I think he's in like one of the top sack leaders right now. So things are looking really good for the Vikings defense. Aaron Jones making his return to Lambeau Field, his first game against the Packers. Interesting article that I saw where Aaron Jones was talking about how he may not have a G on his helmet on Sunday, but he'll always have a G on his heart. I'm like, all right, that's sentimental.
Yeah.
You got to give props to the organization that gave you a chance first in the NFL. So that was cool. That was a cool article to read. Definitely recommend to read that. But yeah. You got Jordan Love on the flip side. You got Jordan Love, Malik Willis.
Oh.
Packers media, they were doing a really good job of like on their social media. They had slides. Every time you saw Jordan Love, the next slide would be Malik Willis. So is a little bit of a quarterback controversy kind of brewing in Green Bay?
No.
You tell me, Jim. You tell me,
No.
Jim.
No way. This is just luck of the draw. Look at the past two teams they played against. They played against a terrible Colts team that couldn't move the ball with Anthony Richardson. Couldn't
You were
clear the
there.
pass.
You were there.
Yep, I was there. Receivers were terrible. They had the run game was good. Malik Willis, yeah, he's a good quarterback, but he's not their team. Like Jacoby Jones, he ran the ball a lot, and then you played Tennessee. Will Levis, bro, you need to
Josh Jacobs. Yeah, he's crazy. Like, Will
Levis,
Levis. Oh
he's
yeah,
throwing the
he's on a
picks.
generational run of all the turnovers. So stay tuned. He'll have a. Are they playing the Dolphins? They're playing Monday night, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
The turnover coming up in that game.
I'm still
But yeah,
selling the two games.
The Packers defense coming in with a lot of turnovers in the last few weeks, right? A lot of picks, a lot of fumbles, a lot of extra points, right?
Oh, look
from mistakes.
Just look at the quarterback they're playing against. Look at the teams they've been playing against. They didn't really have a top tier offense. Now they're coming against a team that is known for defense. They're very good at defense, and they have Kevin O'Connell, and he'll scheme a way to get past everything.
Absolutely, it's going to be a chess match between Matt LaFleur and Kevin O'Connell, Brian Flores. A lot of window dressing. It's going to be just a treat to watch this on Sunday. I wish I was going to be there. I was there last year. and it was so much fun. That's where we actually got to meet each other
Hell
there.
yeah.
So that was cool, Mode. It was awesome. It was awesome Vikings victory. We were able to trounce the Packers 24, 24 to 10, I believe.
Yeah.
And that was Jordan Love's first career start against the Vikings. So I know he's juiced up to play the Vikings this week. Uh, I think we owe Jordan Love one after what he did in the last matchup at US Bank Stadium.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's like we've split the last couple of games, but it would be nice to start off this season series with a win on Sunday. Uh, who else has impressed you with Green Bay? I know you mentioned Josh Jacobs. What about Jaden Reed? Has
Jaden,
he been?
yes, Jaden Reed has been impressive as a rookie coming in, catching the ball. Oh, is he a rookie? I think he's a rookie. But
Me too.
he's been impressing me. He's been able to get open, and yeah, he's been very eye opening, and it's great to see him play, see him healthy.
Absolutely,
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, he's been kind of battling injuries, similar to Christian Watson. I think Jaden Reed is in his second year. He was a rookie last year. He's coming off a game against the Tennessee Titans where he had 4 catches, um, for and he also had 4 catches for 50 yards, and he had 2 carries for 19 yards. So they use him similar to um,
oh
what I would say as every number one wide receiver. So you give a lot of looks,
yeah,
but everybody thought that Christian Watson was going to be their number one, but
no,
Jaden Reed is definitely he's elevated his game.
oh yeah,
They got Romeo
got
Dobbs as well.
yes,
Yep. Yeah. So yeah,
all right,
a lot of weapons, a lot of weapons. But on the Viking side, we got Justin Jefferson back. Is Jordan Addison gonna play?
yeah.
Question mark.
Question mark there.
Uh, Jalen Naylor, though, I think there's an argument that he's probably the best third string wide receiver in all in football.
Oh yeah.
I would I would say that right with confidence. Um, how about Johnny Munt?
Ooh, Jack must have been a
He,
sleeper. I think if you got
yeah.
I think if you got
Mhm.
a few more passes, he could be take his game to the next level. I think we got that opportunity. He has a chance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sam Darnold has been spreading the ball around. He's coming off a very masterful performance against the Houston Texans, 4 passing touchdowns. I know a little bit light on the passing yards. It was only 181 yards, but it was very effective. And that helps when your defense is turning the ball over. So
Yes.
that's complimentary football. So he's coming off a couple of nice games. He beat his former team, San Francisco 49ers, where I was actually there. So it was cool to actually witness that, see Sam Darnold, playing an elite level Super Bowl defense. The team that was in the Super Bowl last year, and being able to take care of that. So this will be his biggest road test to date. Uh, you had the Giants to start. Now you had your first home win against the Niners. Then you follow that up with another great performance against the Texans. Now your first division matchup, the Green Bay Packers. So this is where you make a name for yourself as a Vikings quarterback,
Yes.
Sam Darnold. And yeah, we're really excited to see what you can do. It was a scary scene last Sunday because everybody saw that Sam Darnold had to leave for a play because of a shot to his knee. But they did an MRI check. There was no structural damage to his knee. So Vikings fans, you can hold your breath. Sam Darnold is going to be healthy. No designation going into this game. And I will not be in attendance. So
No,
I hope that aids the the Kirk Cousins. Like everybody's like saying like, "Hey, it was your fault that Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins." I'm like, "Come on, it was my first game. Calm down. I do not have that kind of power."
No.
Like,
Can you guess? So we talked a little bit earlier, and we said guess that price. Prices have changed a little bit. Can you guess the cheapest seat in the game for tomorrow at Lambeau Field on game time? On game time with all the fees included.
all right, I won't look. I won't look. Is it? Did it drop? You said it just dropped.
It changed.
It changed. Okay, so all right, did it go north or south of the last price point that we talked about?
The cheapest went north a little bit.
Okay, okay. It's like Price is Right here.
And this includes all the fees.
All the fees, all the fees included.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna throw out a number. I think it ballooned to 380.
No, but that's the majority of the tickets.
Okay.
The cheapest ticket.
So cheapest tickets. What is it? Yeah. Go ahead.
$290.
Okay. 90. Okay, so for $300, you can get into the game.
Yes. And if you want to sit where we sat, which is down in section 127 and 129,
yes,
one ticket that someone is reselling. Now, this is not through the Packers. I got to put this is not through the Packers, not through anyone else. Just like fans. They're charging someone $556.
$556 for 3 hours.
Yes.
You could be outside. I would definitely respectfully decline that because like 556. That's pretty steep, and it's regular season. This is not no playoffs.
No
playoffs. Come on. This is regular season. Yeah, I get it. Jordan Love's coming back. Sam Darnold is on a hot streak. Yeah, the matchup is very enticing, but it's still September football.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty high, man. In regards to the resale, I'll be surprised if they even sell those tickets. They might have to cut that a little bit lower because I think if they marked it maybe at 5 or to 450, 475, you might get some more people.
Yeah, but we'll see. Is there any other games you want to talk about before we do our buy and sells?
Yeah. We can definitely talk about a couple games here that I have been
keeping an eye on.
Keep an eye on here as I'm popping through here.
What do you think about the Thursday night game? The Dallas Cowboys versus Giants.
Malik Neighbors, nice coming out party for him.
Hopefully he's okay.
Dallas, yeah, hopefully he's okay with the concussion. That was unfortunate that he was not able. His neck, it was not good. It's not good to see just young talented players or anybody get those concussions. Definitely hope for a speedy recovery. Because you got to protect your chicken, just like Marshawn Lynch would say. You got to protect your chicken, and Malik Neighbors. I hope he gets back and is out there playing at full speed. A couple games. I would say Dallas, they need a running game. I don't know what's wrong with Dalvin Cook. That's my question. Why is Dalvin Cook in street clothes? Is he not fully healthy? I mean, they couldn't afford King Henry, so Derrick Henry carved him up last week. But they can afford Dalvin Cook, who's not playing right now. So that a lot of questions there. But yeah, I think Cowboys they are going to be who they are. They're going to beat the teams that they should beat. But when I think the competition gets a little bit evolved, I don't think they're going to win too many games with just field goals. Too many field goals for my liking. Because the Giants, they should have won that game with at least double digits. They should have won that game by 10 at least.
I mean, yeah,
But I know Vegas has something to say about that, right?
Yeah. I mean, hey, I mean the defense stood up for Dallas that game. Just all field goals. Like holy moly.
That was a lot of field goals. Greg Joseph just got signed by the Giants. They the Giants have just had tough luck. They had their kicker go out, and then they lost the game. I believe because their kicker wasn't able to finish the game. Um, I know like they lost to us, and then they followed up. They got their first win last week against Cleveland.
Yes.
But I think the week prior to that, like they had a field goal a kicker go down, and then they had their punter as like their emergency kicker, and then they lost a game
Yeah.
due to that fact. But now they signed a kicker, Greg Joseph, but that's all they do is score field goals, no touchdowns,
No.
and then they lose. They lose by 5, which is tough. Which is tough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say with Daniel Jones, improvement, but again, Malik Neighbors he's the heartbeat of that offense.
Oh yeah.
So I hope he comes back, but otherwise, Daniel Jones, we'll see how long he can stay starting. All right, so another game that we want to look at. I know we've been really heavy on Cowboys and Giants this past Thursday, but there's some great games on Sunday. How about the Eagles Buccaneers? That's a game that I want to talk about.
That's gonna be a good one. Can the defense, the Eagles continue what they were doing, and can Baker Mayfield take advantage of them, or is it just gonna be a shootout going both ways?
I think Baker Mayfield needs a better offensive line. He's taking a lot of sacks. And their running game, Rashad White on my fantasy team. Hello, come on, can we do something? Can we actually participate? Because it feels like right now they're 2-1, but he hasn't really done too much to really contribute. It's been a lot of the wide receivers. We've seen Chris Godwin get off to a hot start. Mike Evans, Hall of Famer, he's going to do Mike Evans things. They got the rookie McMillan. But overall, I think Tampa Bay they need Baker to get more protection because we've seen this in Cleveland when Baker gets hit. We've seen this also in Carolina where Baker gets hit or he doesn't have that timing in the pocket. He's a different quarterback.
100%.
And then Jalen Hurts on the other side, subpar game against the Saints, but they got the job done thanks to Saquon Barkley. And one thing we learned with the Eagles so far, A.J. Brown, big piece in it's really showing that, Devontae Smith, he also left the game last week against the Saints with a concussion. Lane Johnson as well. So their offensive line is dinged up. We'll see how the Eagles bounce back. Seems like Nick Sirianni is on the hot seat because of some late game decisions. I would expect this game to be close in the fourth quarter. So this will be another game to see. And this is a playoff rematch. This is the team that took out. This is the team that took out the Philadelphia Eagles last year. So for sure, the Eagles are going to be jacked up for this game, and Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. They want to keep that momentum going against the Eagles. But yeah, this is a game that I'm definitely excited for. Another game that I'm definitely going to be tuning into. I know we're talking about Sunday Night Football. Bills Ravens, come on! Like I forgot that this was going to be the Sunday night game. I can't take Baltimore's atmosphere over Lambeau. I can wait for another Lambeau primetime game. I will definitely need Baltimore versus Josh Allen, and Josh Allen. If Sam Darnold is not off to the quick start that Sam Darnold's to, he's the MVP favorite right now. Josh Allen.
100%. It's Allen has been able to prove himself. I think the whole team is that. I like him, Cook, him, and Oh gosh, what's that wide receiver? They just been humming.
Shakur.
Yeah,
Shakur.
they've just been
Yeah.
humming, and they're just able to get the shit going.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Right now, Josh Allen has 7 touchdowns versus Lamar Jackson's 3 touchdowns. But obviously, Lamar does more than just throw the ball. He's able to impact. He's the eraser. Like Tom Brady said, he's the eraser. Whenever there's bad football going on for Baltimore, Lamar Jackson is able to erase a lot of the negative things that are coming out. But James Cook, wow.
Yes.
I'm excited to watch him go up against this Ravens defense. I think that'll be the tail of the tape is can Derrick Henry outrush James Cook? Um, as well as uh, there's a couple injuries here to watch out for. It looks like the, the the Ravens, who they have out. Okay, it looks like they have a couple of their defensive tackles. So no major offensive weapons. I know that they're still waiting on Keaton Mitchell. I think they're young phenom running back last year, but he was going to be back up to Derrick Henry regardless, because you don't pay Derrick Henry all that money to have him on the bench. Uh, okay, so what's your breakdown of this game in
Uh,
regards to the Bills Ravens?
it's either gonna go one way or the other. It's gonna be a close game like the Ravens Chiefs week one, or it's gonna be a blowout like it was Bills Jacksonville. There's no in between.
No in between, really. Right, right. It's a hot or cold, feast or famine.
Yeah.
Okay. What's another game that you got circled on your NFL
Um,
schedule?
it's this first game on Sunday that shows here on ESPN. It's the Saints at Atlanta. It's an A NFC South matchup. It's the Saints versus Atlanta. It could be the sleeper of the week. This game could be the most fun, action-packed game, and I Carr he's probably going to step up from the last time. Cousins has been doing good with Atlanta. They got screwed out last Monday night against the Chiefs, but it's the Chiefs. The rest are in their back pockets. It's. I think that's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a well defensive but offensive game. It's going to come down. Hopefully, there's not a lot of flags that impact the game, but just gotta wait to let the ball lie and let's see what happens.
Big game for both teams. The Saints, they're going to be at Atlanta. They're going to be at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. That's going to be it's going to be juiced up. I know Atlanta and New Orleans hated rivals in the NFC South. Derek Carr, he needs to protect the football. That's one thing that's always gotten him in trouble in his days in both Oakland and Las Vegas. Is he turned the ball over? Um,
Yes.
I hope for some way if the Saints could get um, another number one wide receiver because Chris Olave is great, but I think they need another wide receiver because like I know that the problem with Rashid Shaheed is that you're throwing 50-50 balls and you don't want to always entice Derek Carr to be throwing those 50-50 balls because
No.
that's what leads to turnovers. But if they had another like possession wide receiver, uh, this might be a case for Derek Carr to lobby for Devontae Adams, especially if the Raiders continue to suck,
No. Yeah.
which I think they're going to continue to suck because I don't really like their quarterback situation with Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell. Um, we can talk about the Raiders another time, but like
Yeah.
I think for the Saints, if they really want to see this success continue with Derek Carr, they need to get him another wide receiver. A wide receiver that's going to open up a little bit of the middle of the field instead of always relying for that deep ball home run. Um, but this could be a big issue for the Saints. I think Alvin Kamara is going to be questionable, so we might see more Jamal Williams in this game.
Yeah.
And then I would give the edge maybe to the Falcons defense and being able to contain that rush attack because Alvin Kamara is so special in regards to what he can do both in the air and on the ground. But yeah, this is going to be an exciting game. Kirk Cousins came so close to upsetting Patrick Mahomes and the NFL refs on Sunday on Sunday night. That was a tough one because yeah, Kirk played really well, and they had a chance late. Um, you just got you. I guess for that fourth, there was a fourth down call where Bijan Robinson. What are you doing running a stretch play on 4th and 1? Like, okay, you got to come up with something better. You
Yeah,
got Kyle Pitts. Maybe a screen in that case, something.
something
But yeah,
different.
like something different. Yeah, you want to scrap that play next time. Another game. I think we're just kind of selecting the games that we want to pick. Another game that I'm definitely going to be really excited to watch. How about the Seahawks Lions Monday night?
That would have been my next one. I think that's going to be a fun game.
That's going to be a fun game. It's going to be in. It's going to be in Detroit. It's going to be Ford Field. That's going to be. They're going to be juiced up. Seattle's coming in undefeated, 3-0 with Geno Smith.
Ooh, and they're going against. And it's not like the old Lions of the past. It's like the Lions that they can win. They can put the pressure on you. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game. It's definitely a game I'm going to be hopefully sitting at a bar, watching it, eating great wings, and being like,
yes,
this game is awesome, and closing down the bar.
Closing down the bar, celebrating the Vikings' victory. Hopefully,
hell yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, I think those will be the games that I'll definitely have my eye on. I mean, the other games, some honorable mentions. Jaden Daniels going up against Kyler Murray. That should be a good game.
Yeah.
Another honorable mention: Justin Fields looking to go 4-0 as a Steelers quarterback. That'll be a good matchup against a parallel of himself in Anthony Richardson. Both these quarterbacks, both young quarterbacks, trying to figure it out on the fly. But I think the biggest pressure this week is going to land on Trevor Lawrence against the Houston Texans. Yep. But yeah, we can jump into the buy sell. Yes.
Buy sell, is sponsored by no one. So if anyone listening to this wants to sponsor us, hit us up at our email account, 94podcasts@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
I will start because this is an interesting one we should have talked about last week with Coach, but we didn't.
Sure.
Buying or selling Bryce Young getting back the starting quarterback role, not including an injury to Andy Dalton.
Not including injury. Right. No injury. We're not rooting for any injuries. Okay. But yeah, like barring no injuries, can Bryce Young reclaim the starting job as the Carolina Panthers QB1? I say yes. I know that I did sell on him earlier, but then he got benched. I did not foresee him getting benched. And I think him getting benched was the right thing to happen in his career because it felt like the game was getting too fast for him, and for him to process, he kind of needed this timeout to actually be away from the actual play calling responsibilities, the actual being on the field, being a leader, but still learning the position of being an NFL quarterback. I buy on Bryce Young reclaiming QB1 status because we know Andy Dalton is a great spot starter.
Yes,
but once you actually get some film on him and you get a couple of his tendencies down, and it doesn't help that Adam Thielen went down, and he could miss a couple games, so that doesn't help his early success. But one thing that you hope to see is just the overall development of these young wide receivers, because they got Deontay Johnson, they have Xavier Legetier, and they have Jonathan Mingo. And obviously, we talked about Adam Thielen. who is going to be the veteran leadership and the number one wide receiver when he comes back. But we need some production from Jonathan Brooks, running back out of Texas, rookie, and then also running back Miles Sanders, who he got all the money, but he hasn't had too much production ever since he joined Carolina. But long story short, I mean a little bit long-winded there, but I got Bryce Young coming back to an offense, and I would say like maybe you might see him back sooner than you think, maybe in like 2-3 weeks.
See, I'm selling. I think it would be a good time to let him develop behind a veteran quarterback to show him the ropes. I think that's how you get Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers. Those quarterbacks sat behind a former Hall of Famer. You had Aaron Rodgers in front of Love. You have Favre before Rodgers. But you look at Darnold. I mean, he got thrown in. I mean, to be fair, it was the Jets. You throw him in there, and you sink or swim, and he's sunk. And he had to go be the backup in San Francisco, backup somewhere else. Couldn't handle the starting job in Carolina. Finally got a chance to sit behind a good quarterback. He learned, and look at what he's doing now. So I think it'll be a good year just to sit him for the rest of the year, let Dalton get through the season, and try again next year.
Okay, that's fair. Like, yeah, we'll see what happens. Dan Canales, first year as Carolina's head coach. We'll see what he decides to do. Especially if Andy Dalton continues to win, it'll be very difficult to remove him from the lineup. He will have a lot of upset Carolina Panther fans. All right, next. All right, so the next buy or sell. I want to ask you, buy or sell on Caleb Williams. Does he remain the starter all season? Buy or sell?
He will. Knowing Chicago, he will. I mean, probably at halfway through the year, we'll probably realize he needs time to cook in the oven, but they're going to let him burn in the fire like they did with Fields. And then in 2, 3, 4 years down the road, they're going to trade Williams, and he's going to be the next big thing like Fields is doing now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that I'm buying on Caleb Williams finishing out the season as the starter because Tyson Bagent. I mean, what are you going to do? You already drafted him number 1 overall, so you don't want to hurt his confidence. He got his first win out of the way thanks to Will Levis, gift wrapped. Then he goes on the road and he loses. He loses to Houston. I mean, no one expected him to go to Houston and beat C.J. Stroud on Sunday Night Football. But last week, that was a game that was there for the taking. It felt like Anthony Richardson, he was making mistakes. The Colts defense held them to 16 points, but it felt like the Bears still had an opportunity to take that game. It was just lack of execution. They get the Rams this week. It'll be interesting to see how Caleb, because when I'm hearing this from Matt Eberflus that they're not doing anything different, that's where it gives me pause for concern. It's like your quarterback, your quarterback can be shell shocked just by continuing taking these hits and continuing to turn the ball over. And Chicago's not a very patient fan base, especially when it comes to football. They want to win very badly, and if Caleb is not able to understand this and actually embrace the role, because this is no longer USC.
No,
this is no longer the Pac-12. Which is no longer with USC. Now they're in Big Ten. Now they're going to be playing the Gophers in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to realize, for Caleb Williams, you have to protect him.
Yes.
That's going to be the common trend that we're going to be talking about today, is that protection up front. You see what's happening with the Packers offensive line. You see what's happening with the Vikings offensive line. even though Jared Goff has not been off to a hot start, but you see what his offensive line is able to do. To give him time, it's a clean pocket. But the Bears, it feels like a lot of penalties, a lot of missed assignments, which lead to these mistakes by a rookie. You know Caleb is going through those growing pains. He's going to have mistakes. We've seen Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Troy Aikman start as rookies. Peyton Manning started as a rookie. They're going to make mistakes. It's not the end of the world, but I feel like Caleb Williams needs a little bit more support from his coaching staff just to set him up for success. That's all I hope for. Obviously, if the Packers are playing the Bears, go Bears.
All right, I got one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got one more buy sell. Buy or sell? Should the Kansas City Chiefs be 3-0, or should they be 1-2, 2-1, 0-3? Or do they earn the 3 wins?
That's tough. I would say that they should be 2-1.
2-1.
2-1. 2-1. Because that was pass interference against Cincinnati. So yeah, that was the right call there. And then against Baltimore, that foot was clearly out. You know, I really wanted to see that game go into overtime or possibly have the Ravens line up and go for a 2. But I have them at 2-1 because last week that was pass interference. And who knows? We just don't know. We don't know what the Falcons were going to do, given the opportunity that they were going to have first and goal from the 1-yard line, because that penalty did occur in the end zone. So yeah, that was a questionable call. And you know, I have to give a lot of credit for the Falcons coach Raheem. He was like, I like my money. He's like, I'm not going to comment on that because I'm sure he had some colorful things that he wanted to say in regards to some choice words, exactly. But yeah, I would say 2-1 because you just don't know what happens when a team gets it. It could be a goal line stop. We don't know, but I would say 2-1. I'm selling on the fact that they're a true 3-0 because we'll see. Because Patrick Mahomes himself, he's said that he's been playing to his standard.
Yeah, I would agree. They probably 2-1. Maybe they got a lot of flags their way, but it's 2-1. I think that's a fair assessment there.
Okay, fair assessment. Okay, yeah. We could just jump into the picks. Yeah. In regards, sorry. Did you buy or sell on that one? Sorry.
I'm selling the true 3-0. I think they're 2-1.
Okay, we're both selling on that. Okay.
Do you have any more buy sells you want or you think of?
No, I'm good for this week. That's what I got.
Works for me. All right, so looking back, I did terrible. You did amazing. You went 4 out of 5. I went 1 out of 5. And Coach, he went 3 out of 5.
Okay. So I won last week. 4 out of 5, 80%. Not bad. You said you went 2 out of 5?
No, I went 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5. Okay. Dang. Okay, that was a rough week for you.
Yes.
Yep.
But it happens.
Coach went 3 out of 5. It happens. Yeah.
So, Brook, I'm going to let you do the honors. You pick. What game are you picking that we discussed to pick?
Okay. Go ahead and look the calendar here that we got.
Because I already have 3 games I'm picking.
3 games that you're picking. Okay.
And one of them is the one we didn't talk about at all.
Okay.
We'll kind of talk about, but not really.
Gotcha. All right. So I'm just. How many picks are we doing in total? Just so I know.
Let's do.
So we're not like going overboard.
Let's do 2 each, and if we are tied, we'll do an extra one.
Okay. Cool. I want to pick the Saints Falcons.
Saints Falcons. I mean, I would pick the same
Yep.
one there. I'm going Falcons.
Falcons. Okay. I'll keep it interesting. I'll go Saints.
Saints.
Just so we have something to watch for that game.
I mean, it's going to be a good game no matter what.
It's gonna be a good game no matter what, right?
I'm picking this could be another sleeper. Cincinnati, Carolina.
Ooh, Cincinnati 0-3. Panthers 1-2. Hosting. It's a noon kickoff.
You don't want to go down
Look,
0-4.
I'm going Cincinnati. I'm going Joe Burrow. Yeah.
You know, I'm going to have to join you there. I mean, as much as I wanted the hope for the Panthers, it's since Cincinnati's going to be more hungry to get the win.
Yep. Especially after what happened Monday night against the Commanders and Jaden Daniels. Right.
Which,
Absolutely.
I mean, wasn't that was the first game?
I mean, he broke a rookie. Yeah, he broke a rookie record of completion, 91%, minimum of like 20 attempts. But like, yeah, the Bengals, it feels like they're sleepwalking this season.
Yeah. All right, you're a pick.
All right. So we got 2 games selected. Same on the last one. Let's do Eagles Buccaneers.
Ooh, that's gonna be another good game. I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield pulls it out at the end of the game. I'm going Tampa Bay. Game of the Bucks.
I'm going Eagles, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. I don't know if AJ Brown's going to be back for this game. Is he back? Let me take a look if there's any injuries. It looks like he's questionable. He's questionable with the hamstring. Lane Johnson also with the concussion. But it looks like Devontae Smith is going to be out. So no Devontae Smith. But I still am taking the Eagles with revenge on their minds.
Okay. My pick, I'm going to take a 425 game. We're going to go all the way out to SoFi Stadium where the Kansas City Chiefs are taking on the Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay. I gotta go Chiefs.
Chiefs?
With Patrick Mahomes. And like if Justin Herbert was fully healthy, possibly I could go with the Chargers, but I've seen this movie too many times. And I feel the Chiefs go 4-0, and I think that they're gonna jumpstart Travis Kelce in this game. He's had
better.
He's had Hall of Fame worthy games against the Chargers. So I think the Chiefs win. It's going to be a close game because that's what the Chiefs do. You know, it's all about the ratings.
Yeah. I'm going to go with you with Chiefs too. I mean, it's not a healthy offensive line, not a healthy quarterback. I mean,
they don't have a healthy running back. Right,
yeah,
right.
so,
I mean, yeah, J.K. Dobbins, is he questionable? Is that the deal?
Do not know. He might be. I'm not sure.
Here, let me take a look. I see Joe Alt, their rookie tackle. He is questionable. I'm trying to take a look at who's out. Oh no, it looks like J.K. Dobbins is going to be good, but Joey Bosa, he's going to be out with a hip.
Yes.
So that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt, especially against Patrick Mahomes. You definitely need that. And then you got Justin Herbert nursing an ankle going into this game. So
yeah.
Tough one for LA fans. Jim Harbaugh, he'll see if he can get his first win against Andy Reid in a tough division matchup.
Yes. So, Brook, I would say we could pick a fifth one, but we do have 5. We've also included the Georgia Alabama game. So if you want to pick up one more, we can still pick one more.
All right. We got to pick another one. We got to do Bills Ravens. I can't leave that one on the
Oh my gosh.
on the plate. Can't leave that one on the plate.
Oh, that's going to devour it. Oh my goodness. I'm going Buffalo. I think they continue to steamroll. I think, as I said earlier, it's either going to be a close game or it's going to be a blowout. They're going to come in. They're going to go into Baltimore, and they're going to blow them out. I'm going, give me Josh Allen, James Cook, and the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No one
So far,
circled the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
shout out Chris Berman, Canadian aspirin. Okay, so I feel like the Ravens they can sneak one out. I think they're especially with the emotion of it being a Sunday night game. You're going up against Josh Allen. Um, the atmosphere is going to be right. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere. You're coming off your first win, so you got a taste of victory. So you're no longer going 0-3 into this game. Even though you almost blew it at the end, because it was like 28-6, and the Ravens let them creep back in. But I got the Ravens in a. I think they win this game. They surprise some people in this game. I feel like the Ravens, they will show out on Sunday night. I got Ravens winning 30-20. I think it's going to be. Yeah, I think the Ravens defense has to step up, especially against that rush attack, and bottle up James Cook.
Fair. And yeah, that's the pick 'em. If you want to sponsor this segment too, hey, it's not sponsored by anyone. So let us know.
Hey, it's open. It's open. It could be you right now. We could be talking about your product, your store, whatever it is. We could be promoting you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. That was fun, Jim. I'm really excited to watch Georgia, Alabama, Vikings, Vikings, Packers. What's your prediction?
Vikings.
Vikings. I got Vikings. Let's keep it simple. I got Vikings too. Vikings go 4-0. Jordan Love. Sorry, but Malik Willis, man. No, I'm just kidding. No. Jordan Love. I know Jordan Love has just been like so excited to get going, but I'm excited for all the football this weekend. Just really excited for, like you said, the major sports equinox coming up.
Yeah.
So, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any final words before we send it off?
Final word is simple. Hockey's back, football's back, basketball's back, baseball playoffs is back. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I love it. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Well, that's been the 94 podcast. And until next time, we'll see you at the